Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another stream here with Fly the Noob. Today we have a very beautiful stream for you guys. I'm excited for this one. A very exciting and beautiful stream for you guys today. Welcome. If there's anybody there, feel free to say hello, because today we're having an exciting little stream here in Fly the Noob. Welcome. I'm just gonna give it a minute, see if anyone's gonna say hello, and in literally a couple of seconds here I'll dive right into it. Hello Anas, hello, thank you my friend for chiming in. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to today's live stream. What are we flying today? Is that a question in your mind? Well, let me answer it before you even type it into your chat. Today we are flying the V35B Bonanza by Beechcraft, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the better GA aircrafts that come bundled with MSFS 2024. It is definitely one of the better GA aircrafts. It has very nice sounds. Most of the stuff is working, right? Most of the systems and buttons and levers are working. Not all of them, but you know, not too bad for a default stock Asobo aircraft. And yes, this is ported over from 2020. So if you did buy that in 2020 and you enjoyed it, it makes sense. But it is from 2020. Because of that, it doesn't have any covers or pitot tubes and chocks and stuff like that we have to meddle with on the outside, which I like. Some people might not like that. I really like that. Yeah, so that is what it is. For a walk around, you know what? Let me go to drone camera for a walk around. It's much better than the walk around mode, which is kind of funny. But here it is, drone camera. Let's take a look around our beautiful aircraft that we are flying today. I love this livery. The paint job is so good, right? Now, obviously, it's called the V35B. It has this V tail section here, which functions as both the rudder and the elevator. In conjunction, they move together or against each other to produce the desired effect as commanded. So that is something interesting. Now I'm guessing it didn't catch on that well because this aircraft is quite old. It's not a new aircraft by any means. It's actually very old. And you know, you don't see many of these V-tails on these aircrafts these days. So tells you something about it. Anyway, enough of riff-raffing. Let's get into today's the particulars of today's flight here. Which country are we in? To be entirely honest with you, I have no idea. I was supposed to check that up before I started this live stream, and I did not. Anas, do you know which country we're in? Take a guess. Take a guess. But yeah, I have no idea which country this is. But I can tell you we're in Africa, and most likely we're in the region near Ethiopia and Kenya. Okay? That is where we are. I can tell you the place name where we are exactly. As a matter of fact, I can easily check where we are. Let's go ahead and do that. Why am I making it a big deal? Let me open up a little nav map right here. We can tell exactly where we are. We are in a place called Bahir Dar, which happens to be in Ethiopia. There we go. I was right. Zambia is a wildly off guess, Anas, but I appreciate it. It's Ethiopia, right? Ethiopia is here. You're right about Ethiopia. So Addis Ababa is here. We are far away from any of the city noise or anything like that. We are flying today to check out this particular lake, Lake Tana. Lake Tana, I believe it's called, in Ethiopia, is what we are checking out today. Okay? There's a nice little island in the middle, as you can see. Very beautiful place, gorgeous green color, as you probably guessed from the thumbnail of the live stream. And that is what we are checking out today. We're also sporting a gorgeous green icon for ourselves in little nav map. Very nice. Anyway, we're going to take off and see how this thing goes, yeah? Brilliant. The airstrip is nothing to remark about. It's Bahir Dar, doesn't have any, it's not handcrafted or anything like that. I just chose it because it's very near the beautiful location that we want to be flying in today. Without further delay, let's jump into this beautiful aircraft. Right before we do, let me just take a quick screenshot, and I just did. Okay, let me jump in. There we are. Lovely. We can already see the green of the lake in the distance. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? That is the lake right there that we're going to fly over. Gorgeous green color. Anyway, let's get this aircraft started up. Let's get the yoke out of the way for the time being. Is parking brake engaged? Now it is. Okay, it is actually. Very good. Fuel selector is on the left tank. That is okay. What else do we have? I'm going to turn on some lights here in advance. Let me just press Control 1 for the fuel selector so you can see that we're on the left main tank. 22 gallons available. More than enough today. We won't even need to switch tanks. We can go ahead and turn on our nav lights before the battery. Anything else we need? You know what? We can actually turn on the landing lights too. Or should we wait for that? We'll wait for that. Okay. Let's get our battery running. Alternator running in advance as well. Right? What else do we need? What else do we need? Let's leave this open so we can hear the beautiful sounds of the engine. Make it a little more interesting here. Avionics switch can wait. Fuel mixture. Let's put it somewhere halfway. Throttle cracked open. RPM max. Cowl flaps open, I believe. Yes. We can go ahead and start the engine pretty much from here. So let's do that. There we go. We have a good engine start just like that. Nice and easy. Simple to start. There we go. Got our engine started up. Just to cut out a little bit of noise or something, let's just close that door, lock it. It is locked, correct. Turn on the avionics master power. Bring down our flaps for takeoff here. There it is. Flaps are down, as you can see. Very nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. What else do we need to do here? Let's turn on our beacon lights. We should have done that before, but anyway. Pitot heats can go on. Is that a Beechcraft manual down in the middle? Yes, there is a Beechcraft manual down in the middle. Unfortunately, you're not able to click it. It would have been nice if it was interactive, but hey, it's a default aircraft. They're not going to go that much into detail, but as you can tell, for a default aircraft, it's pretty good, right? It's really good. Let's close our little latch here. There we go. It's called a, this is the latch, that's a hatch. Anyway. Turn on taxi lights. What else do we need? We'll turn on strobe and landing lights when we land up with the runway. Anything else we need? Yeah. No, we don't need anything else as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to leave this yoke hidden because so many of the controls are behind the yoke. So we're going to put that away. We're not going to use the avionics today. I was trying to fiddle with it for some reason. Either it doesn't work properly or I simply don't remember the Garmin 530 well enough. I always forget it. I really do. So it's either my fault or there's something wrong with this aircraft because it wasn't working. So luckily for us today, we really don't need it. We can just see the lake as it is. We really don't need to do anything else with it. Perfect. Perfect. Alrighty. Let us see. What else do we need to do here? Anything else we need to do here before we get rolling? No, sir. Okay. So we're going to release the parking brake. We got to check the wind direction. Let's see. Where is the windsock? There is a windsock somewhere here. I know there is. I saw it. I saw it. Oh, there is a windsock right there in the distance. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. There it is. The wind is, we have a crosswind. We do have a crosswind. We might as well take off towards the lake, but we do have a serious crosswind here. This aircraft can't really handle crosswinds. It's tiny. It's not built for handling crosswinds, but that's a really nice taxi light, isn't it? So good. Anyway, enough riffraff. Let's get in there and release parking brakes. Let me get that throttle cracked open. There we go, and that should get us moving right here. Brilliant. There we are. It's a lovely aircraft, to be honest with you. It's really fun. It's well modeled as far as I can tell. Its handling is really nice. But today is going to be very difficult to fly this because we have a crosswind and we're already at a very high altitude. If you didn't already notice, if you check the altimeter, we're already at 6,000 something meter. Now, should we go this way or the other way? You know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna go the other way. Give me a second here. I'm gonna go the other way. Perfect. 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 Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take off in the opposite direction to the lake and we'll turn around to make it a little bit more interesting, right? So we're going a little too fast. Now, like I was saying, this aircraft is not easy to handle. We're gonna have a little bit of issues coming into land and even taking off, as you'll see. It is not easy to handle. This thing is not easy to handle. I don't know if it's because of its V-tail or whatever it is. It's not an easy aircraft to handle. Nonetheless, we do have more than enough runway for today's takeoff. So let's just go ahead and turn this little bad boy in. There we go. Can turn on our lights as required in just a bit. Actually gonna put that parking brake down there. Gonna turn on landing lights, turn on strobe lights. We're not gonna use any DIs today. We are in the middle of Ethiopia in Africa. That is very unnecessary. Okay. Very unnecessary. All right. Anything else we need to do? No. We are ready pretty much for taking off. We should set up an altitude somewhere here. So let's set up an altitude here. We'll hold 3,000 feet as our altitude. We'll set it up here. There's a basic autopilot available here and we can control the VS more accurately and set the altitude from here. Very good. Okay. Without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's before we take off, let's have a look at the views available. That is nice, isn't it? That is beautiful. What a well-modeled aircraft. That is really nice from the outside. Absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Just taking a little quick look outside before we take off for the day. Okay, it only goes till view 8. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right. It is quite a good aircraft, is it not? Release parking brake. Did we just release the parking brake? Yeah, we did. Okay, my bad. It accelerates very slowly. It accelerates very slowly. Okay. We are going to see how difficult it is to take off with this thing. I rotate around 70 knots. I think you can rotate around 60 knots in this aircraft. But because of the crosswind, it's very difficult to hold center. Thank you, Anas, for letting me know that I'm still in the wrong mode for takeoff. I'm not on cinematic. I'm actually on the ground mode. Now I've changed that. Thank you for letting me know. Gear up. Look at that. That is a beautiful aircraft, isn't it? Let's come here to autopilot for a second here. Autopilot engage, please. Altitude hold for the time being. Just like that. Thank you. And increase our speed a bit. Let me close the cowl flaps, bring up our flaps themselves, and I also want to ease off on the RPM here. Right about there. Yeah, that sounds about right. And I also I'm gonna leave the fuel mixture exactly the way it is because we're getting the correct performance that we need. We're getting very good fuel flow. I'm gonna leave it exactly like this. Very good, very good. Now I'm gonna turn heading mode on for a second, and I'm gonna try and turn us around here. Oh, that is a finicky little control. Look at that. That is not exactly a very good control. We are flying very low, aren't we? Flying very, very low. We should engage VS, please. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take manual control here. Trying to engage VS here. For some reason it's not working. VS is not working right now. We're going down. Why is that? Oh, that is not working. Okay, I'm gonna disengage the autopilot. I don't know exactly how the VS works, so I'm gonna take manual control here. And we're trimmed out so badly right now. Oof, this is not good. We're trimmed so badly. So the only way to bring this back in is to ease off the throttle slightly, which we will. We're gonna ask autopilot. This is just my quick fix to fixing trim, by the way. We're gonna wait for it to complete the turn into the lake, just like so. Look at that. We can go ahead and turn off our taxi lights. Even our landing lights can come off. Strobe lights can remain on. Great. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and disengage the autopilot. Now we've got good trim. We've got good trim. That is my little shortcut I like to use if I can't access the trim wheel very easily. Brilliant. Brilliant. I hope you're having a good time. And let's look at that beautiful lake ahead of us. Look at that beautiful lake ahead of us. I'm hand flying this thing right now, by the way, just letting you guys know. We don't want to get too high in altitude today. The point is to stay close to the lake, enjoy the green. And one thing I want you to really notice is how the green color of the lake gets reflected in the cockpit. It's so beautiful. It's so surreal. It's lovely. So I'm really hoping you guys enjoy that. Beautiful, isn't it? We're gonna turn into the lake right about now, just like that. Just like that. Look at how gorgeous that is. And in no time, look at the green glow that we get in the cockpit. Isn't that just beautiful? That is just crazy gorgeous. I don't know what else to say. Look at that. Look at the reflections of this. This is a beautiful scene. Lovely, lovely stuff. It's just beautiful. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Lovely. Okay. Let's see, which way shall we turn? Let's turn this way. Let's have a look at this. Look at how crazy good this looks. Look at how crazy good looking this is, man. Look at the boats on this. I'm pretty sure there aren't luxury yachts floating around in this lake, so that's pretty inaccurate. I doubt luxury yachts are floating around in this lake, but look at how gorgeous this place is. Stunning views. Wow. Breathtaking. What is that red thing there? Let's go have a look. Let's go have a look. Oh, it's just a bit of clearing right there. Oh, it's like a house. Lovely. Let's turn back around. There is an island, like I was saying at the start of the stream, there is an island in the middle of this lake that I'm so interested in checking out. So let's go ahead and check that out. Look at how beautifully deep green this jungle is. It's gorgeous. We have a little bit of wind knocking us up and down. That's okay, to be expected, as we get squash ourselves against the ground here. Just an absolutely beautiful scene. What else can I say? All right. So talking about yesterday's stream, Anas, you did recommend I have a pizza yesterday. I did not get that. I didn't get a KFC either. I ended up making myself some porridge, which is not so good. So tonight, or rather today, it's not tonight here, it's kind of like still sun out. So tell me, what do you recommend I eat today? I mean, that's one of my bits these days, you know, asking people what I should eat on live stream. Another gorgeous little boat that is turning towards us. Lovely. I don't know if you can see that island ahead of us, but we are heading there to have a closer look. We are heading there to have a closer look at that little island. Look at I want you to notice the hues in the distance. Look at how the watercolor changes in the distance compared to how it is here. It's something else, really. It's probably one of the more beautiful places in MSFS. You recommend pasta or fried rice? Noted. Thank you for that recommendation. And when we fly off the ground, notice how that green glow disappears from our cockpit. And right as we go back over the water, it's going to come right back up into our cockpit. I would love to fly here in real life. This is just absolutely jaw-dropping gorgeous stuff. Very, very, very beautiful. Imagine this. Imagine this. Lovely. Now, this is not a very fast aircraft, as you can tell. We are going at 130 knots, pretty much. We also have to note that we are in very high altitude. Well, at least for this aircraft, it's fairly high altitude for this aircraft. So, you know, coming up on 6,500 feet, just past it. So it is fairly high altitude for some reason. The area is very high altitude. Look at the reflections on the glass of the instrument right there. This aircraft is not half bad at all. It is not half bad for a stock aircraft at all. I should fly this more often. As soon as I figure out how to do this, we'll be able to make more flight plans and stuff. I don't think the GNS system in this aircraft is working properly. I'm not too sure. I'm by no means competent at operating the 530 in MSFS. Very nice. We do have a set of comm and nav radios here, right? Yes, we do. So we could just use that instead. We could just use that instead if we wanted to. For navigation. Keep it the old-fashioned way. It would be more fun. So yeah, maybe we should just do that instead of trying to figure out the Garmin. Wow. We're gonna go outside and take a look at the views in a bit once we pass over this island and check it out in a bit closer. Let's check it out a bit closer. Lovely stuff, man. Oh, look, there's a little lake within. There's a little puddle of water within that island. How cool is that? A mini lake within a lake. I should try this out in Nordic countries. Yes. I'll definitely try it out. Feel free to leave a few suggestions if you like. Beautiful. Look at how gorgeous that is. I have to say, this aircraft, this paint job, again, looks nice. It looks really good. This is great for a stock aircraft. Why don't more people fly this? It's really good. Let's take a look at this island in a closer detail, shall we? We'll take a note of our speed as we descend here, but apart from that, we should be okay. Look at that puddle of water. Let's take a look at this gorgeous island in the middle of this lake. That's a massive puddle indeed. I doubt it's large enough. Oh, there's a radio antenna in the middle of that. Let's fly towards that. What lush green forests. Wow. Some sort of antenna here. I suppose it's a radio tower. Yeah, it sounds like some sort of satellite receiving thing. Very steep turn there. What an interesting place. Again, we're just looping around the little island here, and I'm pretty sure that little puddle is a lake of some sort, because it does show up on maps. So it is showing up right here. If you notice here, there's a tiny little dot, so it is some sort of lake or water feature, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, isn't it? Nice. Let's why don't we have a fly towards that smaller island there? We'll check that out as well. Why don't we check that island out as well? Beautiful. So Anas, tell me, how has your day been so far, my friend? Once again, I appreciate you joining into the live stream. Thank you so much. But how has your day been so far? Let's loop around this little lump of soil, little island, and we shall head back down towards Bahir Dar and make a landing. Okay, we'll perform a little bit of we'll play around with the aircraft a little bit before we come in for our final landing. But this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Because the vegetation is so much improved in 2024, I really enjoy flying over jungles now. We are turning far steeper than anyone would in real life. Well, not anyone. Pretty sure there's someone crazy out there who turns like this, but what? This is crazy. I've been working on a new startup lately. Oh, new startup, you say? Do you mind if I ask what exactly the venture is? Okay. We're now heading on back towards the airport that we started off from. I'm going to command autopilot here for a second to hold our altitude. Going to get this heading knob tuned up towards where we want it to go. Right there. And I'm going to say heading mode on 2, please. Oh, autopilot. Why isn't autopilot engaging? Autopilot is refusing to engage. That sucks. Come on. Ah, there it is. Heading mode, please. Thank you. We're heading back towards the airport. And whilst we do that, let's take a quick look at the views here. Look at that rotating. It's not really rotating, just a beacon. Beautiful stuff, eh? Gorgeous. Oh, sorry. Lovely. about that, guys. Oh, yeah, look at the detail on the lights. This is a great aircraft, to be honest. Beautiful. This is quickly become one of my favorite GA aircraft. Although it's a handful to fly, to be honest, it's not very easy to land. It's beautiful and it's very sensitive to wind too. But isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. What else can I call it? Let me just quickly take a screenshot here. Sorry about that. Just taking a quick screenshot. Okay, let's now hop on inside the cockpit. See where we are in terms of... Okay, we're coming up on the runway here. Gorgeous terrain all around. Anas says it's basically some handcrafted decor and homeware supporting new artists. Oh, handcrafted decor and homeware supporting some new artists. That is really cool. That is really cool, Anas. Hope you have all the success with that little venture. What's that tiny detail thingy look? Oh, yeah, we've got, for added stability, it has got this little V-plane on top of its cabin. I believe that's for added roll stability. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what it's for, right? It needs that additional little thing right there. But anyway. We're coming up on the airport here, but we don't have visuals of the runway just yet. Probably because we're flying too low. And the airport is supposed to be somewhere here, as you can tell. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. We'll disengage autopilot in just a second. And we will come around, we'll play around a little bit with the landing for this particular aircraft. Because like I said, it's high altitude, not very easy right now. Especially with a crosswind, this aircraft is going to struggle to land and we're going to have a hard time. But it's not going to stop us from trying multiple times if we have to. Nonetheless, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Stunning little aircraft. I don't know who developed this. Is it a Sobo? But it's a very good aircraft. A very, very good aircraft. Fun to fly. Really well modeled on the inside and outside. Very good textures throughout. Look at that. Excellent textures inside out. Why isn't this aircraft talked about more? I need to make more videos with this aircraft because this one gets a... This one is a good aircraft. This one is a good aircraft. Okay, we are somewhere near the airport and we don't have any visuals for some reason. Where is it? Huh. Where is our airport? We are struggling to find it. We're gonna cheat a little bit, go outside. You know what? I can use the drone camera to look for it. Ah, it's right there. Is that the airport? Where on earth is the airport? I can't find it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lost. We are lost. How is that possible? It's just a flat terrain. Okay, let's head back in this cockpit right here. We should be at the airport right now, but we're not. So we are very, very lost at this point. I'm looking at the display here. It's exactly where it says the airport is. But that's not where it is. Where is it? Okay, maybe we'll try and turn towards our left here. I have the range too high. My bad. It's my bad. I have the range too high. We should be able to spot the airport when we turn left. It's somewhere right there. My bad, my bad. I had the range turned up way too high. Anyway, we're turning almost dead on towards the airport now. We'll be able to spot it. We'll be able to spot it. Brilliant. Once again, look at that. Look at that sight to our left. Isn't it gorgeous? One thing I hate about MSFS 2024, look at that. Why do you have to spoil such a beautiful place with such terrible textures? I'm not joking, X-Plane 12 has better ground textures than that. That is blurry as hell. X-Plane 12 has better ground texture than that. I should fly more X-Plane. I really should. I've been saying that for a while, I need to get into it. Anyway, I have been practicing a little bit more of X-Plane, and here is our airport right there. We can now disengage our autopilot, and I can fly this thing in. We'll come into land facing the lake. Right? Let's do that. We took off away from the lake, let's land into the lake. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and perform this very abrupt and unnecessarily steep turn. Like so, gain a bit of speed, and then we're going to turn around once we reach a little distance away from the airport, okay? Beautiful. You're gonna see just what I mean by difficult landings. I've tried to land this thing just a couple of times. I haven't really flown this aircraft much, if I'm being entirely honest. So let's see how this turns out. We're just 30 minutes into the live stream, so plenty of time for us to muck about here. Plenty of time for us to muck about. Beautiful scene, beautiful scene. I hate the ground textures in MSFS 2024. This is just unacceptable levels of crap. Anyway, I think we have enough. Okay, we should make a little bit more room from the runway, and then we'll turn around. Because this aircraft is particularly difficult. Because it's high altitude, I'm not going to go full flaps. Okay, I'm going to keep flaps halfway and easy. Thank you, Mr. Ernest. Let's make one more swooping turn like this. Scare all our passengers. Scare the life out of them, just like that. Nice and easy and in control. But they don't know that, so they're screaming. There we go. We're towards the runway now. We're not going to use our flaps, our cowl flaps today. It's just going to add too much drag. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to reduce our throttle. I'm going to drop the gear. Bring the throttle to idle. Bring down the flaps a little bit. Just like that. And I'm going to give it a little bit more of throttle. I'm going to leave the fuel mixture exactly the way how it is. Not going to mess with the fuel mixture right now, because I find it is actually pretty decent and it gives us good speed, good control. Right now we're having good control here, although as you can tell the speed is bleeding, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up the throttle just a little bit more. That's better. It's better. Crosswind hitting us. I would imagine with the V-tail would have less of a impact, but that's not what's actually happening here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and reduce that throttle down to basically 0 now. Gonna come in floating. Gonna perform a touch and go first. Okay, there you go. See what I mean? This aircraft loves to bounce. Okay, there we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply full throttle here. We came in too fast actually, and I'm gonna take off right there. Put that gear back up. This time when I come back around to land, I'm going to use sky dolly, and now that we have a good idea of how to land, around 70 knots is what I should land at. 80 to 70 knots. I'm gonna try and aim for that speed. Let's turn around here. Let me bring the flaps back up so that we have less drag. I'm gonna make that turn. We're gonna come back around for approach number 2. This time we'll have sky dolly on so we can watch our replays. Okay, brilliant. Sounds like fun. There we are. Once again, what a gorgeous looking aircraft. Beautiful paint job. It's a retro looking paint job, but it's beautiful nonetheless. The brown on beige, very nice look. Okay, what are we struggling with here? RPM, we need RPM set on high. So that's something I have to remember. As a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and do that right now, like so. There we go. We need RPM on high, otherwise we're gonna have we need to do that for landing so that we have immediate power available if needed. Perfect. There it is. Lovely. Let us go ahead and perform this landing. In about 10 seconds we'll make that turn. I'm gonna turn on sky dolly before I make the turn. Okay. I'll turn on sky dolly before I make that turn. Okay. Here we go, about to make that turn, turning on sky dolly, turning our aircraft. There we go. Dropping power. Where's the runway? There it is. Dropping gear, dropping flap, idle throttle. Let's bleed our speed off. Yep, we're configured well for landing. We're not using cowl flaps today to land. I just don't want to introduce that extra drag. Can I barrel roll in this aircraft? We'll test that out right after we perform a successful landing on us. Right after we perform a successful landing, we shall go ahead and do a little bit of aerobatics. We'll be sure to test the aircraft to its limits right after we conclude today's flight with a successful landing and we watch our replays. Then we shall go ahead and have a bit of fun. Okay? Ooh, that is too low. Come on. Okay, switch off the throttle there. Floating a little bit. Come on. My god, this thing is floaty. Okay. It is so floaty. I think the wind is a problem. I think the wind is a serious problem. It really is. It is floaty as hell. Landing with flaps, it is floaty as hell. Perhaps we should have used the cowl flaps, huh? Let's go check out that landing, see how it turned out, right? I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn our aircraft right here. No, actually, let's go towards the end. Let's go towards the end, flaps up. There we go, flaps are going up. Why was it so floaty? I can't figure it out. I think it's a combination of altitude, crosswind, and the particular nature of the aircraft. But nonetheless, let's go check out our landing, and once we do, we'll have some aerobatics, yeah? After the replay, we'll have aerobatics. Okay, this is a long runway. We don't need all of this. We really don't. Let me just turn around here. There we go. Lovely aircraft. If I could just get used to it and nail the landing, I would enjoy this thing. Okay, let's have a look at how we performed in our landing. Rewinding, here goes. Okay, we shall rewind it from here. Okay, let's play. How did we do? Let's see. First time, it's about my 5th time, to be honest, landing this aircraft. First time landing it on a video or live stream. Let's see how that goes. Not very good, as you can tell. Something isn't right. It's so floaty. Something isn't right in the way I'm approaching this. And there it goes, floaty again. Okay, a little bit of a bounce there, and again we float. I think I'm landing too fast. That can be probably the only explanation that I can really think of. I think we're landing too fast. I genuinely believe I'm landing too fast. Okay, but nonetheless, there is our landing replay for the first landing. Now, since we have a bit of time left, let's go ahead and perform some aerobatics with it as requested by Mr. Anas. Let's do that, shall we? Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought either, but it's a little too bouncy and fast. That's what it is. Just gonna fast forward this and we're gonna perform our takeoff right away, okay? Well, let's test our aircraft to its limits now. Let's see what this thing can actually do. Okay, I'm gonna hop back into the cockpit. Gonna ask for takeoff flaps there. Let's open this. Actually, let's leave this closed. RPM max, fuel mixture. I'm gonna put it on max right now. I'm gonna leave it on max. Let's see how that goes. There we go. Releasing brake. Let us have a little bit of aerobatics. Very slow in acceleration. It's an old aircraft. Aerobatics over the lake. Sure. Let's do aerobatics over the lake. Why not? I don't see why not. Waiting for at least 60 knots here. And as you can tell, it's taking forever. I think the fuel mixture setting is wrong. But look at that. It's taking forever. It is taking forever. I want at least 60 knots before I pull up. Come on, give me 60 knots. Okay, we've got 60 knots, kind of. That crosswind right there, putting the gear up, putting the flap up right now too, allowing that speed to climb before we actually climb out ourselves. I want that speed to rise. Trim is not the best right now, but we're okay. Okay, we can gently begin. Well, this is what I call a gentle turn in Fly the Noob. We can gently begin making that turn towards that lake as requested by Mr. Anas. Let's go ahead and perform our aerobatics over the lake. Why not? Have a bit of fun with this aircraft. See how far we can push it. Let's see how far it doesn't have a powerful engine at all. Now, since I'm a little lazy to trim this thing out right now, I'm going to go ahead and request altitude hold by autopilot for a second, so it auto trims it out. It's really easy to trim it, to be honest. The wheel is right here, but I'm too lazy, so I don't want to trim it. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot, and we've got a perfectly trimmed aircraft flying flat. Beautiful. Now let's head over the lake. I hope we can gain some speed here. Let me go outside. Very nice. Very, very nice. Beautiful. Now let's head over that gorgeous lake and perform some aerobatics. Let me gain some speed, right? So to gain some speed, what I'm going to do first is gain altitude. Just a little bit, not too much. I want to maintain at least 100 knots to perform any sort of aerobatic maneuvers with this aircraft. Judging by its shape and power of the engine, I really don't think it's going to manage to do much. But still. So I'm going to stop us from trying. Okay, we're kind of over the lake now. Let me go straight down. Get ourselves some speed if it is even possible. Come on. Get us some speed. Manja, manja. Get us some speed. The lake is coming up really quickly. Okay, get us some speed here. Get us some speed here. Get us some speed here. Come on, 160. Give us 160. Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's pull up. Let's pull up, and it's already stalling, as you can tell. And will we be able to fly it upside down? I highly doubt it. Oh god, it's oh, crash. This thing can't do anything here. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. Shall we? Call flaps closed. Fuel mixture exactly the way it's supposed to be. Throttle full. Let's try this one more time. Let's gain a bit more altitude and let's try it. Autopilot disengage. Let's gain a bit more altitude and let's try it one more time here. I think with the fuel mixture now we'll be able to do it. Let's see. Let's see if we'll be able to do it. Gaining altitude. Gaining altitude. Once again, man, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Coming up on the 50 mark. Okay, we've got some leeway now for speed as well. So let's actually gain altitude a little bit higher now. Let's trade it. Got about 500 feet or so to play with right now, which is not enough. We need a bit more actually. Let's try and maintain 100 knot as we climb. We can maintain that, okay. Let's maintain 1,000 feet per minute. Okay, we're gaining some altitude. Let's try this. Shall we try it from this altitude? Okay, we should give it a bit more altitude before I try it, to be honest. Let me turn back onto the lake. Let me turn back onto the lake here while climbing slowly. Since we have speed on our side for the time being, let me turn back on towards the lake. Beautiful. And then we'll try it. Then we can try it, see if that works. Okay, let's climb up at least towards 8,000 feet. I feel like we need. Wow, it's beautiful down there, isn't it? Look at how gorgeous that is. Wow. Okay. Focus. Let's go. Come on. Give us some more speed here. Come on. Come on. Great. Let's convert that speed up to 100 knots straight into altitude now. Okay, climb up a little aggressively. Climb up a little more aggressively. Come on, give me 8,000. Okay, I'm gonna ask for more. We've got more. So let me ask for 9,000 actually. Let's go up to 9,000 feet here and then we'll try some aerobatics, see what we can do. See what we can do. Brilliant. Brilliant. Come on, come on, climb, climb, climb. Yes. Perfect. Okay, that's not too bad. We're maintaining 100 knots of speed at this climb rate, at this altitude. Maybe it's better than I thought it was. The fuel mixture has to be halfway lean. For this altitude, full rich is a mistake, but okay, we're doing well. Just over 100 knots and still climbing. Just under 1,000 feet per minute. I'm gonna ask the autopilot to hold this aircraft at this particular altitude right now to gain some speed. I'm gonna see if we can engage. Let's see if we can go to 10,000 feet. I've asked for VS, but for some reason why isn't VS? Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. It's climbing right now. Let's see how much it can climb. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a helping hand here, if you want to call it that. Let's go up till 10,000. You know what? That's enough. Let's flatten it out. Let's flatten out that climb right there. I'm gonna hold that altitude. Okay, we are fairly high now. We'll just gain a bit of speed and then we shall try and see if we can flip ourselves completely upside down and fly. Let's see if we can do that, right? Okay, 130 knots. 130 knots and creeping up very slowly. We need more than this. Okay, I'm going to disengage our autopilot. Sorry about that. Okay, excellent. Now let's see what we can do. We're gonna put our nose down, gain our speed a little bit. There we go. Come on, gain speed, 160, 160, 160, and then we're gonna go straight up. No. This aircraft is incapable of that. Yep, it will just do this. It can't do it. It cannot turn around. There is not enough authority for me to even recover the aircraft. Literally. I don't even have enough authority. I barely have enough authority to recover the aircraft. Oh my goodness. This is terrible. There we go. So yeah, it can't do a 360 flip. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let's now try. There's no point of even trying with this aircraft. Let's try a barrel roll. Can we do a barrel roll? Yes, it can do a barrel roll. It can do a barrel roll fairly easily. That's about it. Okay, let's now head towards our landing. We've messed about enough. Let's now head towards our landing. And let me also see on the way if I can fly this thing upside down. All right. On our way towards the landing. Just make sure that we're actually... Yeah, okay. On our way towards the landing. Perfect. So yeah, upside down flip, fail. Let's see if barrel roll was a success. So I can do one more here. See, it works. Barrel roll works. Barrel roll kind of works. Barrel roll kind of works. Question is, can we fly it upside down? Let's try that. Okay, flying upside down does work. Flying upside down does work. And it's able to maintain speed. Yep, pretty much it can maintain speed upside down. It can maintain speed upside down. Did not expect that. But that is cool. Yep, it can maintain speed upside down. That is so cool. Now, Mr. Anas, you said you wanted me to barrel roll into the approach. Is that what you said? Barrel roll into the approach. I shall try my best to do that. I shall try my best to barrel roll into the approach. But as you can tell, we can fly this thing upside down pretty well. So it can fly upside down. Not very good at barrel rolling. But it can be flown upside down. Very nice. And there's the airport right there. It looks like a fish. I mean, all aircraft upside down look like a fish. But still, this one looks more like a fish because of its V-tail. Looks like some sort of a whale, a dolphin or something. Anyway, look at that. Upside down once again. Here we are. All right. The problem is upside down. Oh, there is a runway. You want me to barrel roll into the approach? There is no way I'll be able to approach configured for landing, barrel rolling. But I can approach it upside down. So that's fun. Why don't we do an upside down approach? Yeah, let's do an upside down approach. So, first I shall perform a couple of barrel rolls as requested. And then I shall... Oh, we overstressed the aircraft. See? We have overstressed the aircraft. Okay, I'm gonna fly it upside down and try and see if I can land it, alright? Okay, throttle down, gear down, flaps down. Can we approach it upside down? This is madness. This is madness. Okay, I'm gonna open up our throttle here to maintain some speed, but not by much. Okay, we're trying to shoot for the runway here. Let's see. Okay, trying to shoot for the runway. Shoot for the runway. Oh god, no, that's too tight. Okay, let's see if we can land this. If we land this, success. Okay, I need to put on more throttle here to make that turn onto the runway. There we go. Throttle idle. Let's see, can we land with the crosswind and everything? Can we make this landing is the question. Got plenty of room to float, so no rush. No rush, no rush. Oh, there we go. Yep, it's because we landed too fast earlier. So all I needed to do was slow down my landing to about 70 knots. That's all I had to do. Crosswind still pushing us away though, so not too bad, not too bad. Let's go check out our replay. But before we check out our replay, let's turn this poor aircraft that we have abused and even overstressed twice down towards the parking here. So open up the throttle so you can taxi. Okay, parking. Okay, all good. Everything is looking good. Perfect. Let's go in and parky. Parky, yeah. The words have begun to escape me. Let's go ahead and park it. All right. Okay, we can turn this way. We can. Oh my goodness. We are zooming around this place. Just go ahead in front of the fuel box. Whatever this is. We'll leave it right here. Okay? We're gonna actually leave it right here. Perfect. We'll leave it right here. Let's go ahead and have a look at our landing replay. And then we shall shut down our aircraft. Let's rewind that. Let us rewind that. I hope I started recording it from when we were upside down. Oh yeah, I did. So let's have a view of this upside down stuff. Good stream today too. Thank you very much, Mr. Anas. What? Oh, wait. What just happened? Okay, let's try that again. For some reason that did not work. Let's try that replay again, okay? Alright, this is us trying to land, or at least approach upside down and land. Let's see how we did. This is where I decided to make my turn very, very late. Recovered, and then we went this way towards the runway. And okay, still too fast to land here, so I let the speed bleed off a little bit. Got a bit of a bouncy here as well, I believe, but ta-da, just like that, we were down. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Great recovery indeed, Anas. That is cool. Let's go ahead and have a bit of views, huh? Let's have a bit of views here. Let's check out what we look like from this view. How about that? Let's rewind it all the way. Let's rewind it all the way. Let's have a look at how we look like from this view, and then we'll play one more view. Perhaps a cabin view? Yeah, perhaps a cabin view. After this, I'll play a cabin view. I shall play a cabin view after this, and then we shall shut down our aircraft. So let's see how this went. This aircraft is modeled beautifully. I love it. It looks absolutely gorgeous inside out. Beautiful modeling. I'm definitely going to be flying this for fun. Just in general, I love this. I love this aircraft. Look at how gorgeous it is. Reminds you of the 80s, the 60s, 70s kind of paintwork right there. Beige on brown. Let's see how this landing went from this view. Here we go. There we go. There. Not too bad considering the crosswind and the approach. Not too bad at all. Not too shabby. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and have a look at what the passenger saw. You know what? We need this view too. I'll be quiet for this view so we can just enjoy this view completely. After this view, let's go in and see what the passenger saw and how badly we scared them. So let's see. Brilliant. Let us now do the final view where we go inside. Let's go down to our passenger's view here, right? So let's hope we can go through these. Can we go through these? Oh no. We can't actually. Oh, we can. Brilliant. Let's see what the passenger saw. Let us see what the passenger saw right here. And then we'll check out this view right here. Okay, this will be the last view for the landing replay. So let's check out what the passenger saw. Must have been horrendous. Must have been horrendous. Oh Lord. Okay, last landing replay. The passenger must be praying. Goodness me, that is close. Okay, near stall there. Bit of a save. How did we land? How did we land? This must be one of the craziest landings I've done, for sure. For sure. Okay, this is too fast for this aircraft right now. We're bleeding speed. And there. There we go. Just like that. Alright. Not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. Not too shabby. Let's now go ahead and shut down this aircraft, all right? Let's go ahead and shut down this aircraft. Just gonna fast forward through our little taxi here. We stopped ourselves somewhere ahead of the fuel box or the air, whatever that is. So let's head back inside. Go back to our view here. There we go. Turn off. Oh, our engine just shut down by itself. I don't know what happened, but our engine just shut down. RPM, throttle, everything basically off. Avionics master off. Flaps are up. This flap is closed. And we can turn off that. I think our engine shut down because of fuel quantity. Where is our fuel quantity? Yep. Oh, yep. Our engines automatically shut down at the right second. Imagine that. Just as we finish the stream, we park our aircraft, we spawn back into it, tap. The engine shut off because of lack of fuel. We do have fuel in the right engine though, but we didn't switch, so it shut off. Well, no harm, no foul, right? Let's turn that off. Open up everything. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We are done just like that. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed today's flight, because I really had a good time. I genuinely did. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. It helps out the channel so much, keeps me motivated. Please subscribe as well. Once again, it is very hard to be a small creator and stay motivated to post content. Make sure you like and subscribe if it's not too much of an ask. I thank you very much for tuning into my live stream, and for those watching it later on as a video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Anas, for being active in the chat. With that, I'll leave you here, and I shall see you guys in the next live stream or in my next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.